Today's story, I'm going to be talking about Nigerian couple who was denied permission to remain in the UK after living in the UK for 6 years. And I'll be telling you the reason why the Home Office decided not to grant this couple's permission to remain in the UK, even though they've lived here for 6 years. So without saying so much, guys, let's get straight into it. Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new or coming across my face for the very first time, my name is Faith or Johnny. This channel is your go-to for everything information, lifestyle, and storytelling. If these are the kind of content that interests you, hit the subscribe button down below, turn on your notification bell so you do not miss any of my videos. This husband and wife are from Nigeria. One was born in 1988 and the other one was born in 1980. And they had a son together in 2012, which is a baby boy. So the husband decided to come into the United Kingdom to study. So he came to the UK on a student visa, and he further had leave to remain in the capacity of that until 8th of January 2019. The wife and son later joined him in the UK as his dependents in November 2013. They were allowed to stay until January 8th, 2019, which is totally 6 years. So in December 2018, the husband decided to submit a family and private life visa application with his wife and son as his dependent. So in case you've not heard about the family and private life visa, it's a different kind of visa that you can apply for. I don't know why he applied for this visa, because you need to meet certain criteria for you to be eligible for the visa. Of course, we all know the UK visa policies. Every UK visa has its criteria that you have to meet before you can apply for it. Personally, I don't think they meet the family and private life visa as a Nigerian who came to the UK on a student visa. The husband mentioned in his application that he's at risk of kidnapping in Nigeria. He explained to the Home Office that his dad was kidnapped and killed in Nigeria in 2017 while he was studying at Glasgow University. He said that this happened because kidnappers often target families of people living abroad for money. I mean, I agree with him, that's true. So the husband also made reference in his application concerning high cases of child kidnapping happening in almost everywhere in Nigeria, which is true, and the government doesn't do enough to stop it. Of course, the husband also mentioned that their son could be expected to take on a special role in their family traditions in Nigeria, which would make it harder for them to get a good education there, and that the Nigerian government is not doing anything to protect the rights of children in Nigeria. That is absolutely true. I agree with him. I mean, he made really solid points in his application. He also mentioned that their son will be put in position as potential custodian in the service of a family deity, as the family back in Nigeria has summoned him to ensure that their son is brought back home so that the proper rites and rituals will be performed for him to be groomed into preparation for taking over the custodianship of the service of a family deity, and which is a family tradition of his late father, who was a chief priest. By the way, this was a application, okay, so that the UK government can grant him stay in the UK under the private life visa. Again, usually when you're applying for certain kind of visa, you need to provide so many evidence and reasons why you think they should grant you permission to remain in the UK on that visa. Unfortunately, the application was refused by the UK government on the 4th of June 2019 under the human rights claim. The refusal later addresses each of them that they did not meet the requirement to stay based on private life. Also, the UK government was like, why didn't they apply for asylum instead of applying for family private life visa? Okay, the difference with asylum, okay, his application would have qualified for asylum, but again, if you apply for an asylum in the UK, that means you're telling the UK government that your home country is a danger to you and you can never go back there. You are seeking refuge in the UK. So when you seek asylum, you can never go back to Nigeria or your home country. That is the difference, okay? So with a family private life, you can still go to your home country. So the moment he applied for asylum to remain in the UK, he can never go back to Nigeria ever again. I don't know if they go back later. Maybe when you get your stay or become citizen, you can go back. But I don't know how it works, but I know that the rules around asylum seeking is that you're telling the UK government that your country is a danger, as in they are danger to you, they are going to harm you if you ever go back there, and you cannot go back, and you're seeking asylum. So the UK government was saying that why didn't he seek asylum instead of applying for family private life visa, which he is obviously do not qualify for. Of course, the UK government gave him so many reasons why they think he did not qualify for this visa. And that is not all. After they've sent his rejection letters and given him reason why they refused his application, he decided to appeal. Okay, so sometimes when you apply for a visa in the UK, any visa at all, and you are rejected, you can appeal. You can always appeal, like, oh no, and give them more information and tell them reason why you need to get that visa. So he decided to go to a higher court to appeal for this application. So here are the reasons that the UK government gave to him, and I feel like this is the part where you should pay attention, because if you are ever applying for any sort of visas, you need to like have all this information on what the UK government look at or what they sort of consider before they grant you permission to remain or permission to come into the UK. So the UK government said that both the husband and wife had already demonstrated an ability to adapt in a life in another country, which is the UK, and for that they believe that they can completely be fine in Nigeria. These people are just hey God. And they said the couples were able to integrate easily here in the UK, and that Nigeria is their home country, which they have lived all their life, that it will be easy for them to be able to stay in Nigeria, and their son will be able to cope. They also said the son did not live in the UK long enough to meet the requirements. The government also mentioned that the husband could have applied for asylum but chose not to. So that means he is fine. He can go back to Nigeria and nothing is wrong with Nigeria. So they said they also consider their cases based on family situation. If he is saying that Nigeria is a danger to him, his son, that his son will be initiated into their deity and all of that, then he should seek asylum, not a private family visa. They are very smart. The couples decided to appeal and explain to the court that this is their situation. Their case is a family case. They've been living in the UK for 6 years. So when they made their appeal, the judge denied their appeal and said that even though they might face difficulty in Nigeria, it wasn't enough to let them stay in the UK. The judge said that the husband could work in Nigeria and get treatment for his health condition, which he claimed that he has in his application, and that he will get better treatment here in the UK compared to Nigeria. And also said that the wife continue to study and get treatment for her mental health in Nigeria. Also, the wife claimed that she is suffering from post-traumatic stress disorder, which she was diagnosed here in the UK, and she's receiving treatment for it. They said that Nigeria is a developed country, that they have professionals who is going to take good care of them, both the husband who was diagnosed with hepatitis B and the wife who was diagnosed with post-traumatic stress disorder, saying that they will be fine, and they denied their application again. So what is the lesson from this story? The lesson I personally learned is that before you apply for a particular visa, you need to think about it. You need to be sure you meet all the criteria, because if you meet all the criteria and you have your supporting documents, you will definitely get it. So I feel like if the man didn't want to go back to Nigeria, he could have applied for asylum. And if he wanted to remain in the UK legally, because I have a feeling that he has studied twice, because for him to have been in the UK for 6 years, he must have done so many masters. Okay, so he would have kept studying until he gets to the 10 years and then apply for his ILR. I mean, he can use the 10 years route, because you've stayed in the UK for 6 years. You only have 4 years left. The wife could have done another master's or something, and they would have applied for ILR, or at least waited for the son to have spent at least 7 years in the UK, because the child, when they were very small and they spent 7 years, the UK will agree with you that it will be difficult for them to adjust in a new country because they spent all their life here in the UK, and then you can qualify for family private life visa. So I mean, Tell me what you learned from their stories in the comment section below so that we can all learn, okay? If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, share, and let other people get to see it. Thank you so much for watching this video. We have come to the end, and guys, I'll see you in my next video. Bye.